Hello and welcome back to another edition of Check It Out. Okay friends, in today's video we will unbox, put together, and test out this chainsaw by Makita. Now I'm making this introduction after I've actually already done the video, and I can tell you this is an awesome chainsaw. Here's the reason I got this one. It is very lightweight, it's quiet, and it makes quick work of medium to smaller projects. So I've got a whole bunch of limbs to cut that are somewhere in the ballpark of like 5 to 6 inches, somewhere in that range. This thing is just quick and easy. So I also have a full-size chainsaw that I use for larger projects. That's not what this one is going to be for me. This is more like those medium to small branches. Maybe I'm limbing something a little bit bigger or just cutting back some smaller trees. So that's what my intent is on this one. And again, I've already used it. I cannot believe the power that it has. This is going to be the single battery, one 18-volt, 5-amp battery that runs this one. And at first I didn't think that was going to be enough power, but I am happy to say that is plenty of power for what I'm intended to use it for. If you're going to go out there and you're going to use a chainsaw for 3 days straight and really go after some big trees, maybe you want this on your site, but this is not going to be your go-to tool. This is going to be the one to limb up the tree, take care of the medium to small stuff, and the lightweight and low noise is absolutely awesome. Okay, enough talking, let's dive right in. So this is the tool only because I already had some batteries for other sets. Of course, you can purchase this in the whole kit or the tool separately. I'll put links down in the description below. Now this is a top handle. They also make this where your right hand or second hand would go down behind it. So this one is not going to have quite as much leverage. However, I really like the compact size. So this is going to be the style that arborists would use if they were up in a tree climbing around, and then they would use this hook right here and hook it onto themselves. So it's made for a little bit more compact. For me personally, I'm probably not going to be up in trees too much. However, I have trees that have a whole bunch of smaller branches that I just want to buzz through a whole bunch of them. And I thought this compact size would be perfect for it. Okay, let's do an unboxing and take a look. Okay, so here's what's in the box. Comes with some sort of Makita bag. Not sure what that's going to be all about. We'll have to look through the instructional manual. And there's the actual saw right there. There's our blade, which we'll need to attach. And looks like there's a nice tool in there and a couple other things. Let's take a look in that bag. Okay, I've unboxed everything we have here. Let's take a look. So here's our chainsaw right here. And here's the bar. It came with this cover. And here's the bar right here. Again, this is the 10-inch. I believe you can get this in an 8-inch or a 10-inch. And then if you want a little bit longer of a bar, you'll want to go to the back-handled one. Also comes with a nice Oregon chain, so if you don't know chainsaws that well, Oregon is a really great company to go with. What I'm going to do is actually go on here and buy this exact same chain on Amazon. I'll put a link down below if you want to do the same thing. But what I'm going to do is have 2 chains. That way I can be sharpening one and concentrating on that while I have a new one on the chainsaw. And then as soon as that one gets dull, I'll just switch them out. So I always have one that's sharp and ready to go. And of course, we've got a spike bumper that we can put on here as well. All right, let's get this put together. Now, I'll show you one more thing. This is the tool only, and the reason I got the tool only is I have some other kits by Makita, and this is one of the batteries right here. Some of my batteries are quite a bit older. Some of them are a little bit newer. I just bought another kit and just happened to have some of these 5.0 amp 18 volts. The newer ones, by the way, if you're not sure if you're gonna get new batteries or not, these ones that have like the little tester so you can tell how much battery life is left, it feels like they've really come to the next level Makita has with these lithium-ion batteries. So if you're not at that stage yet, I'd recommend getting the whole kit. And if you have some of these batteries, then maybe you just want to go with the tool only. And I'll just kind of show you a front and back view of this guy here. There's our model number as well. Okay, step one is we'll get this handy dandy tool right here. We'll take off this nut right here and let's get our chainsaw up and going. So now I have the cover off. Let's go ahead and put on the spike bumper. So it's going to use these 2 screws and it's just going to go right in. 1, 2. Okay, spike stop is all set to go. Just a Phillips screwdriver and 2 screws, nice and easy. Let's get this chain on the bar and install it. Okay, now I have my chain on the bar and it's in place. By the way, you need to make sure that the chain is going in the right direction. And if you look closely, let's see here, the bottom of the bar, you want to be pulling back, right? And if you look right on that one right there, see how there's a little arrow? Let's see if I can get it. See an arrow kind of coming back this direction. See right there on the top of that link? And then it's going to come around, and then the top part you want to be moving away from the saw. And if you look, let's see if we can find another one. Yep, there's one with another arrow. So you see the bottom right there, how there's a little arrow pointing in the direction away from the saw. So you want the chain to go, the top of the chain to go away from the saw, and then it's going to come and loop back around, and then it's going to pull back towards the saw on the bottom. Okay, let's put the cover back on and tighten it back up. Okay, now that we have the cover on, I'm gonna get this bolt and I'm just gonna barely make it tight. So it's actually pretty loose. And then what we'll do is use this little, see this plus and minus? I'll put a screwdriver in there to adjust the chain to get it right where we want it. And then I'll come back and we'll tighten that bolt back up. Okay, we're looking good. The chain looks great. By the way, this tool works great for this bolt, and this end of the tool works great for making those adjustments as well. You do need a Phillips screwdriver to put this piece in right here, but other than that, you should be good to go. So let's talk about what is next. So here's what I would recommend you do next. Now we're getting pretty close to firing this thing up. I would definitely take the time to read the instruction manual. If you haven't done so yet, go through all the stuff. It might be nice to do that before you put it together. However, I would do that right, getting this ready to go. So we've got our battery that we're gonna do in just a second. Now we need to remember that chainsaws must have oil, or our spot right here for it. Now this must have a specific oil that is made for a chainsaw. So don't be second guessing on that. And again, I'll put a link in the description to some oil you can get there, or you can just run to the hardware store and get some yourself. Okay, I've got some bar and chain oil right here. Let's fill it up. Okay, let's pause for 1 second here before we test this out. And just a word of caution, make sure that you fully understand how to operate a chainsaw safely before you go on. These are very, very dangerous pieces of equipment. So make sure you do your homework on this one before you get going. All right, let's go test it out. So we'll start chopping away at this guy right here in just a moment. And I just wanted to show, so this is what I've been doing. I put in a couple hours now, gone through a couple batteries with this chainsaw, and I'll give you a little bit of a feedback on it. So definitely gonna need 2 batteries. So what I've found is if I'm working hard, I go through a battery in about an hour to an hour and a half. I'm going through a battery. So the good news is I have 2 fairly new 5.0 amp 18 volt batteries. So one has to be on the charger while I'm using the other one, and then I can just swap them in and out. So if I'm gonna be working for like a half a day, a couple days a week, I think this is a good fit. All right, let's get after this right here and see what we can do with it. Okay, let's do some cutting. Here is a about 5-inch round right here, and we'll do a few cuts through it and see what it looks like. This battery, I've cut about 15 minutes on it, so it's pretty close to a full charge. Let's see what it does. So that part of the tree is getting into almost 6 inches in diameter. So it does pretty well with it. I would say that's about the max though. So 6 inches and below, I think this chainsaw is an absolute power horse for. Getting 6 inches and above, I think it might be time to get to something a little bit more powerful. For me, for what I'm up against, this is an absolutely perfect fit. So lightweight, so quick, so easy. No gas, no mixing gas and oil and all that stuff. So one more quick comment is this is an oil indicator right here. This is really nice so I can see how much oil I have in there. This is an awesome chainsaw for 6 inches and below, and it goes through it pretty quick. However, I would strongly recommend having 2 of the 5.0 amp batteries on site with a charger. While you're running it, you need to have one of the batteries charging up and getting ready to go back into the tool. All right, guys, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.